Welcome, everyone. Greetings. I'm Marina Orms, the founder of Astrology Heals at astrologyheals.com. I'm super excited to be talking to you. And normally every week I've been creating a video that helps guide you through our times, helps you get that bigger picture of what astrology is telling us, that can help us understand, which can help us feel more empowered, more peaceful, and more trusting of ourselves. So this week it didn't feel right to pre-record a video before the election and then show it to you after the election. It felt much more appropriate, this being such a big and important week, to actually go live and talk to you about what's happening. So I'm going to talk today about what's coming up for the next 4 years. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, although, like I said, I am getting used to this new Facebook interface, and so I'm assuming that I'll be able to see if you post a question. Go ahead and post a question, and I will do my best to address and answer any serious questions. So, just to talk about where we are right now, we astrologically have known that this week, this time period that we're in with the election, is not one where we're necessarily going to get immediate change. We're not going to get immediate clarity. We're not going to get necessarily knowing what the outcome is going to be, or what's going to happen, or how it's all going to go. We do know some more things than we did last week, and of course I do not use astrology to predict the future. I use astrology to help us understand the energies so that we can be more empowered as human beings, and use our lives and live according to our purpose. Use this human life, this gift that we have, to show up more fully, to heal ourselves, to make a difference where we can, and even beginning with just learning how to take care of ourselves, right? That's step one. So in a world where things are uncertain, and you going into shutdown mode, into depression, into overwhelm, the more you can heal your own self and avoid going down that road, that's actually a contribution to the healing in the collective. So if that's all you can do is take care of yourself, then that's great. That's a place to start. If you continue going from there and continue to work on healing, and have something to share, have a way of being, of showing up for others that can be helpful, stepping into activism, stepping into getting involved, into volunteering, into making a difference, all of that is part of healing for yourself as well as healing in the collective. So astrologically, what's going on right now is that we are still in the midst of a 6-month period of time that began, the energies of Capricorn, of Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter coming together have really been with us since last December of 2019. This is a energy of, I'm putting it in very much in a nutshell here, but it's an energy of pressure. It's an energy of challenge. It's an energy of asking us to transform from the bottom up. And so when you think about things that are hard in your life, and you think about the teachers you've had, and the lessons you've learned, the ones that stick with you, that really cause you to grow and change and step into your full potential, are not the easy ones. And the teachers that give you an easy out are not really supporting your growth, right? So when you think about the teachers who have been the most helpful to you in your life, they're the ones who push you. They're the ones who see your potential and say, I see what's possible for you, and I'm not going to let you slide without growing into what you're capable of. And so if you think about 2020 and the planets as teachers, this is that bigger picture of what those teachers are bringing us. They're helping us to grow and to step into places, to be in our discomfort and step into places that we wouldn't have if we didn't have to, right? So that that discomfort is really serving a purpose. And so for really all of 2020, we had this Capricorn pressure energy. Saturn went into Aquarius briefly from March through the end of June. It retrograded back into Capricorn and has been in Capricorn with Jupiter and Pluto since the end of June. And that will last until around just before the winter solstice, mid to late December. And so we're still in this period of pressure, of change, of discomfort that's pushing us to grow, to get stronger, to step into our full potential, to step into what we're capable of. And we also have the energy of Mars. Mars staying in, Mars is the energy of action, of courage, of movement and doing what needs to be done in the sign of the warrior. So the planet of the warrior in the sign of the warrior. And it brings potentially the energy of flare-up, of conflict, of challenge and violence, potentially. So that's there. That's in Mars is in that sign of Aries for an extended period of time, coinciding, interestingly enough, with the time period when those three planets are in Capricorn: Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So late June, early July through early January for Mars to be in Aries, extended period of time due to Mars retrograde. So it's not typical for Mars to be in Aries for that long. It's about triple the time it normally would be in a sign. So the energy of Mars is there, kind of adding fuel to the fiery aspects of this transformative process. We're feeling our mortality, we're feeling our limitations. Global pandemic is very real, is very much in our faces. That Mars, as it goes through Aries, it forms a square, a 90-degree relationship to Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter in Capricorn, and again, it's pushing us through this this energy of transformation, of change, of discomfort, of the inability to avoid what it is we must look at, who we must become, how we must take a stand and stand up for ourselves, stand up for our neighbors, stand up for the things we value. And then we also have Mercury. Now, Mercury moves more quickly, but Mercury also has been retrograde. It's stationed direct on the day of the election. So there's the energy of stalling, of no information immediately available, of communication stalling out, of kind of frustration and challenges around the flow of information. So astrologers knew that was coming. We didn't know exactly what it would look like, but now we do. And Mercury also is forming a square with the three planets in Capricorn, again pushing us through this evolutionary process of growth, of figuring out who we are, what's important to us, seeing where we can't take things for granted, where we need to step up to do what it is we're here to do. Again, whether that is simply the capacity to take care of yourself, or whether it is going out in the world to make a difference. And all of it is part of a bigger spiritual process of healing, of transformation, of stepping into a higher vibration. If all you can do is avoid sinking in deeper into anxiety or depression, then start there. That's certainly better than, you're already taking steps to heal and move forward. So, however, as we can see in the collective, this is also going to need our continued action. We don't get to rest. We don't get to be comfortable. And I would put forward also that many groups, many groups of people who are systemically experiencing oppression, racism, loss of basic rights, loss of being seen in their real humanity. That that discomfort is a continual way of life, and so for us to be uncomfortable for a little while, and to crave and want that comfort is a place of privilege, really. So our desire to be comfortable and to have everything work out, and why do I have to deal with this problem of democracy, and why can't it just be fixed and resolved? That's a place of privilege. We all need to get it, that we are in this together, that we need to actively work toward the future and the outcomes that are important to us. And that's going to be important as we move forward. So someone asked me about Pluto still being in Capricorn for 3 more years. So at the end of, mid to late December of this year is when we will see a shift of 2 of the Capricorn planets into Aquarius. So we've got some movement that's going to be happening over the next few days and weeks. Mars goes direct on November 13th. And so when Mars goes direct, we will start to see a shift. We will start to see the ability to have more movement taking place. I just want to emphasize that that this is not something that's going to be resolved easily. No matter what happens, the fight for equality, the fight for democracy, the fight for fairness and equal opportunity, the fight for justice is a very long haul, as those of us doing this work know. And no matter what happens in the next 2 months, that's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of work to do, and we can see that very clearly in the in what's happening in this election. So some shifts that might be happening over the next few days as Mercury is now direct, begins to move forward. And then on March 13th, where Mars stations direct, we may begin to see more action. Again, there's going to be action on all sides. So needing to be in your own authentic action and truth, in your own truth, and taking action from that place is going to be really important as Mars goes direct. And then heading into December. So this is many weeks ahead of us that I'm guessing we have to begin the process of sorting out some of the conflict that we're experiencing. And now in December, when some of that energy shifts, around December 17th, 18th, around the solstice, when Jupiter and Saturn both go into Aquarius right around the same time, and then immediately form a conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is visionary, it's humanitarian, it's future-oriented, it's progressive, it's cause-oriented. And so the reality is that for progressives, that there's a lot of energy and momentum and support from the planets coming. But that's not to say that Capricorn is bad and Aquarius is good. Quite the contrary. All this time that we've had with all these strong Capricorn energies, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. And what do we remember that happened in 2008? The first African-American president was elected and served for 8 years. So that was all during Pluto in Capricorn. So what's happening with Pluto in Capricorn is transformation of the foundations of reality. And so we're going through this massive shift, this massive, deep uprooting and reconstruction. So as we experience the breakdown of systems and structures and institutions, we also experience and are in the midst of a time where we are planting the roots right now. We are laying the foundations right now of a future vision that is to come. So just because you may not see it manifesting overtly doesn't mean that now is not a very important time for the future and for the outcomes that we want to see, and the progressive vision. So Capricorn will be in, or Pluto will be in Capricorn until 2023. Briefly, it goes into Aquarius, retrogrades back into Capricorn, and then we'll go into Aquarius in early 2024 to stay there for many years. So when Pluto goes into Aquarius, now we've got a much more visionary, change-oriented, like new, thinking about the new, thinking of innovation, reform, what it is that's going to serve us going forward into the future. And so with the Capricorn energies that we've been in, we've had this pull back to the past, make certain things great again, and conservative values really coming forward, authoritarianism, the confrontation of our own inner traumas with external authority. That's all coming up for us to look at and heal and decide where we stand on it. And so everything that we do is going to serve that. And ultimately, the planets are, whether it's Capricorn, whether it's Aquarius, whatever's happening, the planets are helping us, supporting us in our own growth and healing and transformation as we step into the highest possibilities. And as we do that, we will experience it in different ways, right? So the Capricorn way is going to be more of the, having this stuff, that some of the truths that have been buried coming to light, and looking at some of the reality of fear-based actions, fear-based reactivity within ourselves, as well as what we see around us. And then Aquarius, we have this potential for more of a future-oriented way of looking at things, but also the potential for detachment, the potential for alienation and isolation. So how technology is keeping us separate from one another, that might be a theme that we get to work out over the period of Pluto in Aquarius. We're up to the challenge. We can do this. This is why we're here. The planets and astrology are supporting us to heal and evolve and transform and step into our highest potential. And everything that happens, everything that unfolds, is asking us to do that. So remember that any discomfort that you feel right now is there to put a light under your butt, to say, what is it you're doing? What is it you're going to do? How are you going to, you're on your hero's journey. How are you going to slay this dragon? How are you going to stand up for truth and justice and what's true and right to you? And what does that look like for you personally? Because we all have our own personal path. Some of us are going to be doing more personal work, inner work. Some of us are going to be doing more outer work. And it's all important. We need all of us to be stepping into our power, whatever that looks like. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful. I'm Marina Orms, the founder of Astrology Heals. And if you go to astrologyheals.com, I'm just starting to get a video series up on my website that will be available to you at no cost, totally free. That's going to help you create your own soul-based action plan. So go check it out, and we'll be working on it over the next few days, getting it a little more streamlined, but it's there now if you want to go look at it. And thanks again for watching. I'm super excited to keep doing this work with you, and thank you for being here. See you next time.